I'm Channy Soeur. I came from Cambodia as refugees in the follow the Vietnam War, the end of Vietnam War. I lived in Rhode Island for a few years, and I finally came to Texas. Attended the University of Texas at Austin. And after I graduated, I went to work for the city of Austin as an engineer for the city of Austin for 16 years. I rise up to the rank of first Asian American executive in the city, and I retired from the city. I started my own business, a civil engineering company called CAS Consulting Services. I ran the company for 26 years. I sold the company. Now I'm just to be a caretaker to try to make the transition from CS Consulting to a company called WSB, which is a national company. Along the way, I help promote and develop organization. Austin Asian Chamber of Commerce is one of them. Help develop and promote Asian American community along the way. That's what I did. In the 80s, the Asian American population in Austin was about 2.9%. Because of this low population, the Asian American did not qualify for funding for programs such as health and human services, economic grants, and centers for Asian American studies. Furthermore, we have no representation in the political environment. Many of the anti-discriminatory programs, including minority woman-owned businesses, health and human services policies, mostly neglected Asian Americans. I would identify the Asian Americans in three different ways of life. The first, the way that we live our lives with our customers and cultures, our food and our tradition. Second, the way that we work, making money and becoming part of the economic engines in every community we lived in. And the third, how we communicate with the mainstream society, how we participate in civic duties, and how we become a part of the community that we lived in. When all of us got together, we decided that in the late 80s that we could create an Asian American Chamber of Commerce to help advocating the Asian American economic development issues. And then the Network of Asian American Organization is a team that help governing the city and communicate with other entities, that allowing us to be a full participant in this city. Finally, the Asian American Resource Center can serve as a hub for the Asian community and for Asian center cultural activities. That's what we did. We started with a group of 11 leaders working in entrepreneurship and business, architecture and construction, the arts, the food and entertainment industry, technology and bureaucracy, right? We then came together to discuss how to advance the Asian community forward. Groups naturally form, such as Asian American Chamber of Commerce, right? The Vietnamese community of Austin, the Indian Cultural Center, the Chinese Society of Austin, the Cambodian Foundation, the Austin Filipino American Association, the Taiwanese Chamber of Commerce, and the Austin Filipino American Association, and the Korean Association. So eventually we created a network of Asian American organizations to communicate among ourselves and with the broader Austin community. The ARC was born from the idea of bringing the entire Austin community together to build a center where resources are shared and Asian culture are displayed for everyone to participate in and enjoy. Well, it took serious commitment and discipline to demonstrate to everyone that the Asian American presence in Austin are a beautiful reality, and the mainstream community should embrace Austin rapid growing Asian community. Some money was spent to initiate each organization. The Dallas Asian Chamber of Commerce donated seed money to the Austin Asian Chamber of Commerce, and we held a series of successful fundraising events to support these organizations. We also had many political supporters early on, including former Mayor Gus Garcia and Councilmember Bridget Shea. In 2005, Jennifer Kim successfully ran for Austin City Council, and the momentum surrounding Austin Asian community has never looked back since. Well, part of the Asian American community did not buy into the vision and ultimately opposed to the planning of AARC. But our leadership team spoke openly about the benefit, and this could bring to our community as a whole, which countered negativity along the way. Another challenge was the Asian hates that occur after the Rodney King incident in LA in the early 90s, and even continuing into recent years. It has been essential for us to demonstrate that the Asian community in Austin is willing to work with any other groups. So one way we proved this was the network leadership team inviting the African American Chamber of Commerce and Hispanic Chamber of Commerce to participate in the annual Christmas gift collection and dinner event. This event lasted over 20 years. The leadership that came together in the initial stage all had a firm conviction and were committed to fighting against discriminatory practices against Asian Americans. With this shared mission, we established the foundation for what exists today and work with other groups to advance. Mayors Gus Garcia, Will Wynn, Lee Leffenwell, Steve Adler, and Kirk Watson, as well as many council members and the city managers along the way, have all contributed significantly to uplifting the Asian communities. I served in the Cambodian Navy when I was a young man. After I graduated from UT Austin, I worked for the city of Austin for 16 years. I participated in the leadership and management training program while working for the city, which helped me tremendously in organizing an Asian community. In 2000, I joined Leadership Austin with former council member Jennifer Kim and a gentleman named Chin Lee and two other Asian Americans. After that, I maintained the relationship with my classmates. Two of them became state representatives, and two became city council members. Through all of this, three leadership qualities that have stuck with me: integrity, patience, and endurance. By leading with these three principles, we have had much success. Even though I helped found the Network of Asian American Organization, I did not become the president of that from the start. It was around 14 years later that I became the president. Most people thought that you need many bodies to make anything successful. But surprisingly, it doesn't take that many people to galvanize the movement in Asian community. It only requires a few people with the same conviction and commitments to affect the necessary change for positive and lasting impact. time will change the community's need. If a leader understands the need of their community and acts accordingly, it will have a greater impact and greater effectiveness in driving positive change. We need to believe in our services to the greater community. We're bigger and we go our own separate way. A lot of it because of economic reason. We're no longer mom and pop store like we used to be anymore. We become industry, we become engineers. I build water plant, I build wastewater plant, I build highway, I build airport. And many of my colleagues doing the same thing. We're in much bigger role in this community than we were before. Before we were the outside looking in. And all we're about is the guy with the camera on the neck, take the picture of the highway. But that's not true anymore. Yeah, we become embodied into this community. This community have receivers, and they wrap their arms around us and bring us into part of the community. Yeah, we need to spend more time to understand our community a little bit better, particularly in light of situation that will arise in the future. We need to be ready to step up and get involved. For example, if we don't have any big evacuation issue arise lately, right? We didn't have that. But we have a few years ago, we have frozen, everybody had to boil water. We step in and help and donate waters and whatnot. COVID-19 came in, we went out and raised money and give masks away, donate some stuff to the hospital, we just need to get involved. When the community needs something, we need to step up because we're part of this community like everybody else. Where we come from, and a lot of people that the first generation of basically it's like me, I left Cambodia and came here, so we're the first generation. Most first generation didn't really believe in a democratic process where, you're the chairman for 2 years, you need to move on. There's many Asian American when they get in the situation where they can be the powerful person, they don't want to leave. They just want to hang on. They've been stay there. I mean, for example, the chairman of most of this organization we created is 2 years term. So after 2-year term, you need to step out and allow other people to step in. And most of the people that step in are younger people than you, okay? They step in and they're going to bring younger people to come in. So it's generation of people that just stick there, hang in the organization, they just never leave. And so that's why every holidays, you see the same face over and over and over and over again. I served as the chairman of the chamber. They gave me 2 years. I literally lasted 1 year. And I decided that 1 year is enough. I'm going to ask some other people to come in because I have other places that I got to go. We basically developed the ARC, we developed the network. And so I got to jump out and go help other people. So I spend a little bit of time with the network, but I was the president only for 2 years. And my term's up. I step out and let other people step in. And right now we have some younger people coming in now, but still a lot of old people there. Same thing with all the organization. Sometimes we forgot that just because we know how to do things well, it does not mean that other people shouldn't be taking our place, because it's a volunteer job. We shouldn't be hanging around here for that long, and for whatever reason, people just hang around for too long. And that's stymied the young people are coming in, and young people, walking in, they don't know anything. And they come in just trying to volunteer, trying to contribute because they didn't know anything. You didn't want them to do anything. Well, you don't let them do anything, they don't make mistakes, they don't learn anything. So you keep seeing the same face over and over and over and over and over again. Yeah, I understand that probably about as well as anybody because I came from Rhode Island, and Rhode Island have an International Institute of Rhode Island. They bring in a lot of many cultures, European, Asian, African, American, South American, all together and all in one place. What my understanding is that we got to look at the formula. The formula is that what is the unique about everybody and what is the commonality among everybody, right? Of all of us, we enjoy food. We love to have fun. We love to dance. We love the music. Okay, so that's a start. So think about that a little bit. That's already an avenue you can already see that's how AARC created, right? So that's done right there, right? The second thing that you look at, everybody have a job. And everybody needs some help. So if you could create a pipeline where we bring about the resources, where Asian American could be participating in a various level in the city, being the management, a mid-level management, and leadership role, that would be great. So we started this organization called the City Employee Asian American Employee Network. And that network helped many Asian American promoted to an executive level. It's just so many of them that it just became leadership and run the department and so on and so forth. And today, we had assistant city manager that a Filipino, right? It's normal now. Everything's normal now. But people see that. People say, oh, our contribution lead us to this. Our contribution lead us to that. So people start to really understand this is really not about one person, one group, or one organization. And the business is the same thing. We created all the Chamber of Commerce to help advocating, Asian small businesses to participate in a city contract and whatnot. So that helps a lot. We create the Asian Contractor Association just to help promote Asian contractor, right? So we're no longer just a mom and pop store like we used to be. Now we're like Qualcomm, all this Tokyo Electronic, all this big firm come to Austin, and we're part of all of that. So it's great.